All right, here we are. We're now live. Trying to give the Facebook feed a second to catch up here. And it doesn't look like it wants to cooperate. So I'm going to need that just to make sure I see who's out there, folks. So give me a second. I see we're live on LinkedIn. Welcome everybody in LinkedIn land. If you're out there right now, just go down in the comment. Tell me where you're tuning in from today. I have a guest today that's not in my local area. So I'd love to know where you are right now while you're watching. Yeah, it does not look like the Facebook feed wants to cooperate. So I'm going to dump it. And I'm going to put it on my phone instead. So just give me one more second. Here we go. It says I'm live. And we are. All right, fantastic. Here we go. We already got some folks on Facebook. Here we go. All right, so day 107, lockdown. Yep, still locked down. Listen, I told you when we started this back on March 17th that I was going to stick with this until everybody, set all my people free. And we haven't set all my people free yet. As a matter of fact, some of the rules are changing. We were supposed to do phase 4. Now health clubs have been removed from phase 4, requiring some additional air conditioning regulations or some more stuff that they weren't aware of. It's a real shame for them too, because those business owners have been closed all this time, working so hard, reconfiguring equipment, buying new stuff, adding space where they can, which means they have to take out some equipment, probably cut down on membership capacity, and now unfortunately they're still not going to be able to open. Really frustrating. But so this is day 107. We got here in Nassau County, Long Island. We got locked down on St. Patrick's Day, and we've been here ever since. We're in phase 3 right now in Nassau. So we have some outdoor restaurants open to a certain capacity. Our houses of worship are back open to a certain capacity, which is, a great relief to those of us who like to go and, to our houses. Here's what's going on in Nassau. This is crazy, right? I've been telling you this since day one. For those of you who don't know, Nassau County is directly east of Queens, which is one of the 5 boroughs of New York City. We're the second largest county in the entire state, and we have about 1.36 million residents of the county. But where our hospitals are situated, we also have a little bit of an overflow area into a little bit of Suffolk County and into a little bit of Queens. So I'll take it lightly, and I'll say we only have 1.5 million people that we're servicing here in Nassau County. We have 57 people in the hospital right now, in all the hospitals right now, with coronavirus. 57 out of 1.5 million. Now, I'm not fantastic at the math. That sounds like it's somewhere around 1 in 30,000. If you know the answer to that, or if you're quick on your calculator, throw me a comment down there. That's about 1 in 30,000 people are in hospitals in Nassau County. So congratulations to my neighbors and everybody in the surrounding communities for doing a great job of being safe whenever and wherever possible. I feel like we've done it. We're well beyond flatten the curve. We are at a point where it's not gone, right? It's not like, yay, throw the masks off and, let's all, have, big parties, but it's at a manageable level. Most importantly, with that hospital levels down to only 57 and very, very few people in ICUs, is that the capacity is there. Because now that we're out and about, some people are getting a little closer to each other. Some people are getting a little lax with the masks. There's likely going to be a little bit of an uptick in some folks that will be diagnosed and will need to go to the hospital. We have the capacity now, so we're in good shape as far as that goes. A little bit of sad news, but really good news on the back end of it. So one person in the county has passed away since Friday. So that's obviously some sad news. But the good news of that is one person has passed away from COVID in the county. Today's Wednesday, since Friday, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 6 days. That's pretty good news as far as I'm concerned. Also, we're doing massive amounts of testing right now in the county, and our testing positive rate is just plummeting. We're down to 0.5% of the people that are testing are coming out positive. So all in all, congrats, neighbors. You guys are doing a good job. I feel like Nassau County is poised to get back to business. I think we're going to get phase 4 back on schedule, and I think we're gonna thrive. We're gonna get back to business. We're gonna set all my people free, and we're gonna go back to the communities that we know and love. So I'm excited about that. Really good news today. Milestones this week. I don't know if you could see it. I'm gonna pop up a little bit. Milestones this week. The captain. That's right. The captain, Derek Jeter, turned 46 on Friday, June 26th. Happy birthday, Captain. Can't let that birthday go. He's obviously been a tremendous part of life here in New York for some 20 some odd years now at this point, about 25 years. So congrats. Happy birthday, Captain. Hope to get down to Miami and see you at some point. I don't know. I wonder. I think the Marlins are going to be in the Yankees division in this crazy, wacky kind of 3-division deal that we're going to do. You know what? My guest is from that area. I'm going to ask him, see if he knows if the Yankees are going to be playing the Marlins. I haven't seen the schedule, although I did hear that of our 60 games, we get to play the Orioles 10 times. That couldn't be better news. I mean, I'd say just based on that, Yankees are going to the World Series right then and there because nobody loses to the Orioles. Sorry, Baltimore fans, but you guys really, really suck right now. So, all right, here we go. I'm feeling good. Let's see who's out there. Bunch of folks. Let's see. I only have the Facebook feed. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can get a comment from the LinkedIn feed. All right. So, of course, I have my brother, J.R. Valasek. He's always there on LinkedIn. He's the only one holding it down that I can see right now because I can only see LinkedIn comments. I can't see people who are viewing. So, again, if you're on LinkedIn, throw a comment down there and I can see you. Good evening. Thanks for being there, sir. Really appreciate you. On Facebook, a bunch of folks, as always. Brian Driscoll, past guest here on Corona Chronicles. Mikey Santuli's got a situation out there. Ed Colon, Marine Corps Brothers, always there. Janine Aquafreda, last week's first Wednesday show guest. She was fantastic. Thanks for being out there. Kenny Sakari's a neighbor. Who else is there? My Marine Corps brother, David Batan. Frank Bianco in Staten Island. Wow, the whole gang is out there. Oh, of course, my boot camp brother, Anthony Durante, did the math for me. That's one person out of 27,316 people in, let's call it the surrounding area in my county, that is actually in the hospital with coronavirus. Thanks, Anthony. Appreciate you, man. Hey, you look like you need a shave. That's an inside joke. CJ's out there. Oh, no, now Anthony corrected himself. 1 in 26,316. Joe T is out there, and Janine's waving. All right, so fantastic. You know what? Oh, Wendy Weiss is out there on Long Island, too. Hey, Wendy, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks. And Bob Calvert. Bob, I know you're out there in Colorado Springs. What a veteran advocate this guy is. Bob, I'm going to get you on the show one day. I promise. We're going to make that work. So, having said that, I'm super excited because somebody that I look up to and I've come to know in this digital media world over the last several months. It's somebody I look up to because of the content that he produces, the ever positive message that is always coming from his lips, and the way that he actually incorporates his family into his business and into his message. I really look up to this guy. I know you're going to love him. He's down in West Palm Beach, Florida, so I'm going to bring him in, but let me give him I'll give him a little bit of a proper introduction. So it's Jonathan Dunn. He's a senior coach, certified dream manager. We're going to find out what that is. And he's a trainer and speaker at Floyd Consulting. Let's see. What else did I say? I think I already said this. Yeah, he's always positive and encouraging. Definitely always has, love for his audience on his lips. And I'm going to bring Jonathan in right now. Here he comes. There you are, my friend.
Frank, thank you so much for having me. And if I look a little red right now, the beaches in Palm Beach are closed. It's not a sunburn.
Oh,
you have me blushing.
I have you blushing. All right. I somehow doubt that. But yeah, wow. So the beaches in Palm Beach, the most beautiful beaches, some of the most beautiful beaches I've ever been to outside of New York and the Hamptons, closed right now. Was that what I'm hearing?
my friend, unfortunately, that is an accurate statement.
Yikes.
A few weeks ago, when they loosened the old restrictions, people got a little cocky.
Yeah, it didn't go so well. Little overboard. Little overboard. Now, I mean, I understand you're down there in the sun and the fun, but you know, we need a little restraint. If everybody has enough restraint, you know, we could get somewhere. Let me give everybody some perspective. So, Palm Beach County, where you are, you're in West Palm Beach, is the largest city within Palm Beach County. The area is 5 times larger than Nassau County that I just described to you, but they only have about 150,000 more people. So it's just about the same population, about the same 1.5 million. They're just spread out in 5 times the space. So imagine looking out your window for those who are local, and your neighbor is, you know, 5 times further away from where they are now. I mean, my neighbor is 10 feet away, so them being 50 feet away, that would be pretty awesome. I would think that's some good distancing to begin with, but apparently you guys did not manage that very well. So other than the beaches, what do you think is open? What's closed? What's going on down there? Is there any recreation?
You know, it's interesting, and I've never gotten a straight answer on it, but most of the state parks around here are still shut down.
Not making sense to me.
Now, some of the public parks are open, but the other ones still shut down. I think it's a staffing issue.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what? I think I could probably understand that. They're federal workers or they're state workers. Don't want to put them in harm's way. I guess I could understand that. How about what's the restaurant and bar scene look like right now?
You know, it had gotten a few weeks ago open to like 25% occupancy, no people at the bars, and the bars are still completely shut down. The restaurants are still at 25%. But my daughter and I are celebrating 21st birthday Saturday.
Yes.
And I keep hoping Capitol Grill doesn't call and cancel our reservation, because I could see it happening.
Well, I'll tell you what. If they do, hop on a plane, because the Capitol Grill in my county, in Nassau County, New York, is open for indoor and outdoor dining.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but nobody's allowed into New York right now. I read something like that. Like, you can get fined or something.
Well, yeah. So yeah, that's right. I did read that. So again, I don't pay too much attention to New York City stuff because I'm out here on the island, and I would love it if we could put like a wall up, like right between Queens and Nassau, because they're not managing this very well in New York City. As a matter of fact, they were supposed to reopen restaurants this week. That's not happening. I saw a video this week, as a matter of fact, of outside a nightclub in Astoria, Queens. They just decided to build the entire VIP area with bottle service and couches and loungers in the street. And I saw a video literally of hundreds of people with no masks, just right on top of each other, smoking and joking. And I don't know what you guys are thinking there in the city. So yeah, I think what you're talking about is some of these, the northeastern, you know, everybody's doing this kind of regionally, which I do agree with. Looks like New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, where we've done a great job kind of flattening the curve and beyond. All of a sudden, they've come up with travel restrictions. If you come basically from south of the Mason-Dixon line or like, you know, west of the Mississippi, you're going to have to self-quarantine if you do get here in New York, right? 14 days. Now, there's no tracker and tracer program for that I'm aware of. But, yeah, I guess you can't get here. Sorry about that. You know what? I'll come visit you when this stuff all tones down. It is kind of strange, though. All 3 of those governors are Democratic governors, and walls are good all of a sudden. I'm just saying. You know, kind of funny that you want to keep people out of our cities, but you know, I don't want to go in that direction, Jonathan. All of our interactions are so positive.
Yeah. I don't want to get canceled either, so I'll keep my lips sealed.
That's right. So that's amazing, though. So she's turning 21. Your daughter's turning 21 this weekend. Wow, that's crazy.
She actually turned 21 in April, but everything was shut down then. So then we had a death in the family, a wedding. So then it was this weekend.
Got it. We had my son's 16th birthday, which was March 9th. We had it last week. I saw my mother and the rest of my family for the first time since Christmas Day. So that was it was 6 months to the day, June 25th. So yeah, I mean, listen, family is one of the reasons why I, wanted to bring you on and talk to you. In addition, and we're going to talk about your super positive messaging. So I love the way you've gotten to incorporate not only your daughter, but I saw your son in a cameo in a video this week. And your daughter is actually, she's taking the lead on some videos, and she's delivering some really quality content. How did you, Jonathan, how'd you get them to engage? How'd you get them to kind of believe in your strategy?
Well, that's a great question, and I always want to know what's the best way to do something. Like, what are the best practices?
Okay.
That's what highly engaged people do. So, highly engaged people believe in a future that's bigger than the past. So, for the last 5 years, I've been asking the kids in the beginning of every year, what's your dream? How can I support you? So then whenever they come to me with a decision, I'm able to, as the parent, not be the mean parent, but to simply say, will that help you move you closer to your dream? So the beginning of this year, I said, Kaylee, what's your dream? What are you doing about it? How can I help?
Right.
And she said, Dad, I don't like the way the world is headed. And I said, most 21-year-olds are not talking like that. I'm having a proud dad moment. And she says, I want to do something about it. And I go, whoa, you really caught my attention.
Yep.
And she says, and I want to do it with you. So our channel is her idea.
Wow. Okay. I didn't even know that. That's fantastic. So she decided that her vision of changing the world, of effectuating change. I think you guys have a goal of reaching 100,000 people this year. Is that the number?
Our goal this year is 100,000. We're at 22,000.
That's
and
fantastic.
Some change.
So
amongst doing some charitable stuff too.
Of course. So she enlisted you to help her effectuate and become the change that she wants to see. That's
right.
Wow. That's a really proud dad moment.
And then we launched it on my birthday, which is 9/11.
Ah, there you go. And she wasn't 21 yet, so you had
she was not 21 yet.
Yeah, that's pretty fantastic. You know what? Your video this week that your son did a cameo in had such a great. It was fantastic. So the beginning of the video, Jonathan's talking, and then all of a sudden, son throws him in the pool, and the theme of the video is about how do you react. And it couldn't be more timely right now because, as we see, in addition to the stress from the corona crisis that's been going on, that's been with us for probably 120, 130 days now. We've had social unrest. We've had demonstrators. We have protesters. We have real civil unrest going on in the zone in Seattle. So there's a whole array of things that are going on right now. And people are acting, and then people are reacting. So tell us about your reaction message that you delivered in that video, please, Jonathan, because it really connected with me.
Yeah, and I'm going to give you just a little bit of background on those theories too.
Please.
When Corona started happening, we all got together as a family, and we said, "What are our outcomes going to be?" And then we did this little drill where I asked the kids, what's the first thing you do when you walk into a dark room? And Kaylee said, you turn the light on. And I said, can we all be lights in the world through Corona? And then one of our themes, because of Corona, is being thrown in the pool. Being thrown in the pool is a metaphor for your life not going how you think it should. So that led to a discussion amongst me and the kids about how it's not about reacting. It's about taking 2 deep breaths, and then the word responsibility breaks down to respond with your ability. So we use being thrown in the pool as a metaphor, and most people would come out, what the hell are you doing? All that results in is not having a clear conscience. So, have a clear conscience is responding with your God-given abilities, which is love.
I love that.
We make it complicated in this world, but love's it. Everything else is a very bad substitute.
So to translate that for me, so when I'm having an interaction with somebody, and it's not going very well, and maybe because of lots of stuff that's been going on in the world, it's a red-blue thing. It's one of those kind of conversations that we all at times get dragged into. So instead of my reaction, instead of raising my ire, I should start to look at myself and see how I can come back in a loving and caring way. Is that what I can work on?
So there's 4 levels of energy.
Okay.
There's anger down here, there's resentment, there's serenity, and then there's enthusiasm. So when somebody's down there at 1 or 2,
Mm-hmm.
going down there and being 1 and 2 with them,
Not good.
somebody has to be willing to take the high road, the road less traveled, to even it all out.
Got it.
And you have to understand, we look at all these people out here, and we can call them clowns and buffoons, but check out this stat, Frank, because I'm a survivor of the worst kind of trauma that can happen to a little kid. And it turns out 8 out of 10 people have trauma, loss, or betrayal from a primary relationship. And you carry around that wounded heart the rest of your life. So, as lights in the world, we just go ahead and assume we're dealing with one of those 8 out of 10. And say what's more important than this conversation in this moment is being part of their healing.
I like that. I want to go back for a second, because when you related the 4 stages, you brought up something for me. So a lot of my video content is about morizio-isms and phrases and things that I've lived in my life, and some of them have been passed down from my father. And one of the things that my dad, who's gone since 1987, used to say was, don't ever go down to someone's level. Always try to figure out where they are and bring them up. And he might not have been saying it in the same situation that you were just describing, but it's always resonated with me. And I always look, when I'm being rational, I always look for opportunities to assess how I can elevate this situation. And I just like the way that you put that into 4 categories. I never thought of that physical representation, and now I'm going to always have that in my head. So thank you for that. I really you took an age-old adage that's been in our family forever, and you added an additional twist to it that is very usable, especially right now. So thank you for that, Jonathan. Really appreciate it.
You just wake up every day. God, this is John down here. No matter what you believe in, I commit to having level 4 energy today.
I like it.
It's the best way to live.
Enthusiasm. I love it.
Enthusiasm.
I'm going to be enthusiastic. Let's take a minute and let me see who else is out there right now. I want to say some more hellos, and I want to see if we can grab any questions out of the crowd. So who else do we have here? Peter Calavito's out there. Another Marine Corps brother is out there. Ellie. Maria Sanchez, one of my Marine Corps sisters. Dr. Alex Morizio. So my cousin, Dr. Al, is the critical care chief at Palmetto General, not too far from you, and he's been in the mix. 120, 130 days, he's been in the mix, and glad you took a couple of minutes to check in, Doc. Hope you're doing well down there. Danny Anacito's out there, and Ken Mazzone. Kenny's also out here on Long Island. Hope it's good. If anybody else is out there, you want to drop a comment down there. Just to repeat for those on LinkedIn, we lost the LinkedIn feed, but I can see your comment, so I can't tell you there unless you say something. So if you want to drop a comment, that'd be great. If anybody out there has a question for Jonathan, I mean, this man just has a wealth of knowledge. He literally helps people elevate their lives. He's a certified dream manager, which I want to ask you about while we're waiting for questions from the crowd. Tell me what that means, Jonathan. I mean, it sounds like the greatest thing on earth. I want one of those. So tell me what it is and how I would use it.
Well, I have the fortunate blessing of working with one of the most famous authors in the entire world. Had the second best-selling book in the world 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So about 12 years ago, a major company in Ohio that makes lots of shampoos and stuff without naming their names, they wanted to minimize the attrition rate of the company.
Okay.
So they consulted with Matthew, Kelly is his name. And he said, what are the dreams of the company? And they told him all the dreams of the company. And he said, what are the dreams of the people that work there? Because isn't it human, if you want to achieve your dream, that you know the dreams of the people that are working there? And one of the best-selling books of all time, The Dream Manager, was born. So when I owned my own company for 13 years, I was always looking for innovative ways to care about my team. And I contacted Floyd Consulting, which stands for Finally Living Out Your Dreams.
Love it.
And I ended up making friends with Matthew. We met one another, and he taught me the process of managing dreams. And I took it back to my company, and it trickled out into my entire community, which was Central Florida at the time. Had over 100 plus people dreaming again, being the best selves. And I was so blown away by how well it worked, I shot a video and I sent it to Matthew to thank you for teaching me this process. And then I was off living a dream myself, and he emailed me and said, why don't we help people dream again together? It's like a Disney story.
Love it. One team, one dream. One team, one dream. Let's figure out what everybody's dream is so we can all play a part and everybody can get there. That's an amazing message. I love that. We have two questions. So Bob Calvert on LinkedIn is asking if you have a podcast. I've never come across your podcast. Do you have one of those?
Oh man, no podcast just yet. One bucket at a time. But I do have 2 weekly YouTube videos that we put out that we are going to transition to a podcast eventually. And I would love to have you as a subscriber of our YouTube channel.
Give them the name.
There's nothing to
Give them the name of the YouTube channel. It's a unique name. It'll be easy to find.
Okay. I have to give 1 minute of backstory.
Please.
When I was a little kid, I was on the golf course, and I thought I was going to die because my next door neighbor had just died of Rice syndrome, and it started with a stomach ache, and I had a stomach ache. So I went to the golf course to die because I didn't want my dad to find me and cry because his dad had just died, and I had seen my dad cry.
Oh boy.
But when I was on the golf course, these bullies found me, and they shoved me into a porta potty, and they flipped it over. And then they beat the living hell out of me. I wasn't worried about dying, but I suddenly was worried about how do I go home and explain this one to my parents? And that was when I lied for the first time. And I basically, porta potty is a metaphor for leading a crappy life. In 2008, when the economy was crashing, my daughter wrote me a birthday card and called me the greatest dad in the world.
Yes.
So that finally gave me a North Star to shoot for, getting out of my porta potty, so to speak. And that's how this all came to be. So the channel is called Get Out of the Porta Potty.
I love it. I love it. Get out of the porta potty. And how are we spelling that? How are we spelling that? P-O-R-T-A? P-O-T-T-Y. Get out of the porta potty. I love it. Go check him out. You'll find his videos. I watch him every week. There's 2 a week. Fantastic. Let's see. JR is asking. Yeah, I mean this one's right on point, and you're gonna have some good advice here. So there's a ton of confusing information and frustration and lots of emotions, right? Everyone's having a lot of emotions right now, and if you don't know, the part of your brain that controls feelings does not control speech. So feelings are sometimes difficult for us to articulate. how JR's asking, as a leader, how are you keeping everybody? And I'm doing another one of these. How are you keeping everybody on even keel when you're helping your clients out, when you're training, when you're speaking? How are you trying to get the message across of calm and level head? Yeah, have any tips for us here?
Yep, and it's really odd and out there. It's like a Mr. Miyagi tip. And I work with lots of executives.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be happy to spend some time with you, free of charge, explaining this process. But I have everybody write their eulogy in 10 qualities they want to be remembered for when they're dead. And I say, now go out and do it. Because circumstances reveal our true character.
That's powerful. Circumstances reveal our true character. You know what? You did ask me to do my eulogy way back when, and I got a little freaked out, and I didn't do it. But now that I really know you, and I understand why that could be a powerful tool, I'm going to work on that. I've been doing a lot of
life plan.
I've been doing a lot of writing lately, so and I've been, the great thing that this show has done for me, it's forced me to, when you're live, it's all just real. Like, I've had my system go down. I had the fax machine ring once. I had my phone ring, like all kinds of crazy stuff. My daughter came through the curtains once while I was live on the air. So it's fantastic. I mean, there's nothing to hide here. So since I've been so honest with myself and with my community, why not get it written down? I think I'm going to do that. And here's JR's reaction right there. There you go. Wow, that is
Thank you, sir, for your service.
Yes, you have a very, very senior level Marine Corps officer right there who's a very dear friend of mine, and he just jumped into the video game. So if you're out there right now and you're on LinkedIn and you can see Ronald J.R. Valasek, go on and give him a follow, give him a connection. He's jumped into the video world and he's telling some real stories about his personal journey, and you will definitely grow by listening to them. So, all right, so that brings us to just about 30 minutes, Jonathan. I mean, I could talk to you all day long. I just always find the good in sharing with you, and I really do appreciate you as a friend and brother. So, anything else that you want to say to my audience while we have them?
Yeah. Life is about love. Life's about who you love, who you hurt. Life's about how you love yourself. Life's about how you hurt yourself. Life's about how you love the people who cross your path. Life's about how you love the people who are in your life for the whole thing. It's all that really matters at the end of the day. That's true success.
I love that. I can go with that. We all need a little more love in our lives. Thank you very much for that message. Yes, amen. Let's see. Any other comments that I have? I don't have anything else out there. So before I thank you, I'm gonna thank the audience, and I really appreciate you guys tuning in with me every week. This is our new date and time, Wednesdays, 6 p.m. Corona Chronicles is going to continue. I made this commitment to you. I will continue to broadcast until everybody is set free. There's still some folks locked down, so the lockdown continues. Next Wednesday night will be lockdown day 114. Unless something miraculous happens and we're all set free between now and then. I'll be right here. If you watched in the replay, folks, just put a comment down there. I'll come back and I will address the replay comments. I just love to know that someone is consuming this great content, because I'm out there getting the great guests like Jonathan, and I really appreciate the messages that you've shared with me and with us today, Jonathan. So, my friend, thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful, hopefully long Independence Day weekend. We should all celebrate the great America that we do have, still with our flaws, the greatest country on earth. There's nothing like it. I've been to other countries. So I hope that all of you will celebrate this weekend the independence that we have. And Jonathan, to you and your family, thank you very much for coming out today. And I want you to have a great evening.
Thank you, brother, and God bless.
God bless you all. We're going to end this broadcast.